What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
Well, hey, we've got an article from Marketing Profs by Mike Volpe. Consider this. There are about 700 million websites, right? Give or take. But to most of us, only a tiny fraction of those sites exist because we jump from bookmark to bookmark, scanning our favorite home pages and refreshing our feeds. Well, people are loyal to websites that draw them in because, simply put, the majority of those 700 million websites are just plain bad. Of a million of websites analyzed by a group called Marketing Grader, a whopping 72% received a grade of 59 out of 100 or below, which essentially means that 72% of websites are failing to attract new visitors and convert leads. So marketers everywhere are asking, why do so many websites fall short? Well, although websites were introduced over 20 years ago, and I remember the day they were all introduced, by the way, the vast majority still function on old-school paradigms established in the 1990s. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You still even see some active today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just looked at one this morning and I was like, wow, really? Okay.
Well, I mean, most websites today act as a digital brochure or a brand silo, and they're offering little substance. Even if a website has good balance of design and utility, few companies are building websites that serve their primary purpose to attract visitors, convert leads, and delight the customers with rich, relevant, valuable content. They just don't do it. Well, we have a number of reasons why websites fail. And number one, right off the mat here, is most websites act like an online brochure instead of a thought leadership resource. Can you comment on that for a minute, Doug?
Well, I think the big part of whether you do business with someone online is whether you trust them and whether you think that they know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And so if you just get to a site and it's a feature site, here's our prices, here's our features.
Look at us.
You don't actually know whether they're a trustworthy site or not. It's why social media has taken such a huge or just grown so significantly. Why corporate blogging grew so significantly is because now your website should be showing off why people should trust you. And in order for people to trust you, they need to read your thought leadership pieces. They need to know that you know what you're doing. They want to be comforted by the fact that they're working with a leader in the industry, not just, a price list.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Yeah.
I hate the cliche, but that's the case. You've spent all this time and money building a beautiful website, optimizing for search and testing PPC waters, but your bounce rate is high, your conversion rate is low, your traffic and leads are flat or dropping over time. So what gives? Yeah. Even with a sound SEO strategy and a user-friendly website design, a website is an engine that runs on remarkable content being pumped into it day after day and talked about inside of social media. See, the goal of a website is to attract visitors, convert leads, and delight customers. Your business won't see those benefits unless you turn your website into an inbound marketing machine that presents your brand as a thought leader, just like Doug was saying. Fresh offers, different landing pages, calls to action, social conversation, some sort of new media out there to be able to
video.
Exactly. Yeah. Having video, having audio, different interactive elements, other different content assets. By creating such content, you grow traffic, period.
Yeah, well, it's just like it's a salesperson.
It is.
And if you had your salesperson sit in a corner, not talking to anybody, not changing, not doing anything, not introducing himself or herself to new people, you've got a problem.
That's right.
It's the same with your website.
You'd fire that salesperson, right?
Yeah, you would.
You would. So, I mean, that's one of the things. If you're not cultivating that experience online, you should fire your website. You truly.
The problem though is the problem I believe at the root of this is that people think that they can get a website and put it up and put it on $5 hosting and pay $15 for a template and, hey, they've got everything that they need. And they don't pay attention to the fact that it actually is you wouldn't pay a salesperson $5 and expect them to go get you results, and the same thing is with your website. I love, there's an analogy out there in that people spend more on their office lobby than they do on their website.
Oh.
And your website attracts hundreds of people a day or thousands of people a day. And how many people actually walk into your office lobby?
And on top of that, even to further that analogy, some of those people that come into the website are not coming in your front lobby. They're coming in your side window, and you better give them some nice things to look at whenever they're coming in on a secondary page of your website. They're just not paying attention.
Yep.
Well, in the end, if you want to own the website, not just rent it. A website that harnesses inbound marketing, attracts customers to your business, and turns a static site into something that visitors actually want to consume and interact with. Hey, if you're just tuning in, this is Edge of the Web Radio. We're actually talking about 3 reasons that websites fail. Reason number 2 here: most websites are one size fits all instead of dynamic. Back in the day, websites were created with a set it and forget it mentality. Just like advertising, corporate sites were a vehicle for broadcast, not a conversation.
If you got to contact your IT team to make a change on the website, you got a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Now speak to that, because marketing should be able to put communication in.
That's exactly it. It shouldn't take a change request and and put on a priority list and everything else. No, a lot of times you need to go after your competitors today with a new offer or a new mention or what have you.
You see, on top of that, it needs to be dynamic. Buyers expect to receive relevant information that's tailored to their specific wants and needs. Though companies begin by investing in content marketing, that's only half the equation. Content plus context delivers a personalized experience. I mean, think about this. The best way to think about this is Amazon.com, right? And we all know what we're talking about. It knows who I am and addresses me by name. It also knows what I like and recommends products that interest me. Now, not every website needs to be as complex as Amazon.com. Even a little personalization goes a long way. You can tailor a buyer's experience with your website to their industry, their job role, or in content that they've consumed. Just show them that you know them, Today's buyers require a personalized experience. They don't want to be treated like everyone else. Another third point here of why the 3 reasons why websites fail. Most websites are built, I can't stress this enough, for the company, not the consumer.
I got a tear in my eye. My goodness.
If you've ever been involved in a website redesign, you know the process usually involves many stakeholders, from senior leadership to internal employees, and perhaps even an agency. Well, what's wrong with agencies? Nothing's wrong with that. But when was the consumer, the actual customer of that client or that company, the person you're wanting to build the website for, even asked to weigh in on what they're looking for? Many websites do a great job of highlighting how awesome they are.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but customers don't care.
Yeah.
They land on the homepage hoping to solve a problem, answer a question, or buy something, or just to be entertained. They aren't here to hear you talk about yourself. Yeah. I'm going to repeat that again. They're not there to hear you talk about yourself, to see how many awards you've won, or to put your product pages on their must-have reading list. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Your website can be maybe pretty, but if it doesn't provide what your customers want, despite of how much marketing you put behind it, you have failed. So you don't want to end up like Dig or Pets.com or MySpace or anything like that, where there wasn't relevant content. You want, in the end, they couldn't retain your audience, and you won't be able to either.
And stop telling your agency you don't like it.
Yeah.
Let your agency fail on their own.
Absolutely. And guess what? Those agencies sometimes know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
If you don't avoid these 3 deadly mistakes, your website will struggle to see results. The key is not to think of a website as just a website. It's more of a media channel. It's an extension of your brand and communication to your consumer. That's where you have to build some great, valuable content, and that will increase your return visitors, leads, and loyalty.
Great article.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good article, and that's from Marketing Prof. So go ahead and give that a try.
You're listening to Edge of the Web Radio with Aaron Sparks. We're online with exclusive podcasts, the latest web news, and links at edgeofthewebradio.com.